Hello, hola, konnichiwa. We may speak different languages, but we are all one human race. No matter what color we are, gender, denomination, social class, or culture. We are all connected by an invisible thread of peace and love. This unseen link unites us when natural disaster strikes. And we go beyond our borders, heart to heart, to help the victims and those in need. How do we know that this threat actually exists? Because knowing comes from living, and realizing comes from experiences. And these two elements combined together can help you cultivate a global citizen mindset. I was born in Bogota, Colombia. I attended a private British international school. So at a very early age, I was exposed to students from United States, Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. By knowing them, it ignited my curiosity about other countries in the world. My parents actually insisted that I travel with them to many countries as a way to bolster my education. I learned about multicultural awareness, observing commonalities, and accepting differences. This was the foundation for my global citizen mindset. Traveling is a splendid way and a complement to education. In the 90s, Colombia was actually considered one of the top violent countries in the world. Many Colombians were kidnapped and fell victims of a civil war between the government, paramilitaries, guerrillas, and drug lords. I've never spoken about this before in public until today for the first time. My family and I were held hostage. I was one of those kidnapped victims. We were held hostage at gunpoint for ransom for 24 hours with no food or water. After this, we endured many years of blackmailing and extortion, living every day in fear, having many bodyguards to protect our lives. So why talk about this today? Because by getting it out into the open and transforming it into a positive experience, I can inspire others that have been in similar situations. Life is giving us second chances, and every country has a second chance as well. Plus, I have the wonderful support of my Japanese husband and my Colombian and Japanese family and Colombian friends. As you can see, we had a Japanese wedding ceremony with kimono here in Japan. After this treachery was resolved for safety and security, my parents sent me to United States of America. Alone and in the plane, crying my eyes out, I realized I may never see my family again, and I may never return to my home country. But I didn't wallow in the victim's self-pity mentality. Instead, I didn't let those experiences blind my eyes and my heart from the inner beauty that every human being has. When you build and cultivate a global citizen mindset, you break down stereotypes. So I use these experiences to my advantage, and I established myself as a Latino television host of the news, fashion, art, and music. I also won the Miss Hispania Beauty Contest in the deep south of America. When you cultivate a global citizen mindset, you realize that it's very important to actually teach people to break down all these stereotypes because we don't need them. We are all one, connected in a shared world. No matter how much you think that you are accepting of other people's stereotypes and cultures, you will always have to deal with your own stereotypes and other people's perceptions about your own culture. But when you are open to the world, you see this as an opportunity to actually change people's perceptions about your own culture. It's a wonderful way to actually inspire others around the world to be one. So now I live in Los Angeles, one of the most diverse cities in the entire world, with people from 150 countries that speak 86 different languages. In my work there as a television host, I get to meet a lot of people. I produce comic books, TV shows, video games, animation, and manga. But when I meet them and I work with them, I try not to judge them by their origin or culture or language or status. I strive to treat everybody the same and equal because we all deserve an opportunity. In life, many challenges will come. And when they do, we have to have a positive outlook. So in 2008, my husband and I founded a nonprofit organization called KIF, Koyamada International Foundation. And we did it to empower the children, the youth, and women around the world and give back to the world communities that shaped me as a woman of the world today. In 2011, when the tsunami hit the Tohoku region, we actually contacted all our friends in Hollywood, and we asked them to support us in a series of fundraisers to help the victims in Japan. As you can see, we were able to send a 20-foot container with essential needs, such as food, water, disposable diapers for babies, blankets, and emotional letters from the Los Angeles children that they wrote to give hope to the Japanese victims. We've also done a series of fundraisers to help the victims of Alabama, who were struck by a series of tornadoes. And every year, we feed, clothe, and give toys to the homeless people and the homeless children in Los Angeles, California. These are children that are actually living on the street with their homeless parents, and they hide, but somehow they come out when we do this volunteer work. They have also lost all their toys. Recently, we were able to send reliefs and funds to Nepal and Ecuador to help the victims there of the earthquakes. So it was very beautiful, as you can see the pictures, when we secure lunches for them in order for the kids that were affected to eat every single day and have their food in their tummy. So when you work together and you collaborate with them, like we did, collaborating with the locals in Nepal, you are able to reach more people, to help more people by teaming up. So we recently opened a KIF Nepal office. When your intention from your heart is to help people sincerely, and to make a positive impact in the world, you never know what opportunities may rise and where these opportunities may lead. In 2012, I was appointed by an NGO for the United Nations as a Goodwill Peace Ambassador. And since then, I've been traveling around the world talking about peace. Since I lived the first 19 years of my life in a country with a civil war, talking about peace became very personal to me, and I'm very passionate about it. But it also came with a long of sensing that something was missing. I wanted it. And then it happened. 14 years later, after fleeing Colombia, I returned. I was paralyzed by the fear in the airplane. But as I landed, I gathered inner strength to be able to face my fears. Then I spent quite a lot of time in Colombia, and I traveled very safely throughout the country. And I was shocked. Colombia has changed. I have changed. All the houses made of garbage were gone in the city. All the beggar children in each traffic light are no longer there. I was so surprised to see so many Japanese and American companies. And for the first time, I saw my mother walking alone to the supermarket safe. I had forgotten how delicious the Colombian coffee is. I drink it every single day. To my surprise, I also learned that the government had started to work on a peace agreement with the rebels to end a 50-year civil war for all the Colombians. My heart was filled with hope and happiness for the future of my country. And also, I realized that in 2016, Colombia was named the happiest country in the world by a survey conducted by Gallup International Organization. And President Santos just won the Nobel Peace Award. Thank you. These inspired me so much that I started to travel throughout Colombia and lecturing to the young students on the importance of how to cultivate a global citizen mindset. A new generation of Colombians will rise, and they will have an open heart and forgiveness. They will look at the war as part of history, and they will work together to build a peaceful nation. No matter what other countries have been through, they have gotten a second chance. And by being outside of Colombia and seeing the country from United States of America, it made me realize how appreciative I am of being born and raised there. This is my beautiful Colombia, and I am very proud to be Colombian. So, how can you actually start cultivating a global citizen mindset? Learn to respect other cultures. Help your friends and inspire them to cultivate one as well. You can start by reading books and magazines, watching movies, documentaries about other countries. Travel every time that you get a chance. Learn a foreign language and interact with the local people, eat their food, understand their traditions, acknowledge their commonalities and their differences, and their diverse background. When you do this and you reach out of your comfort zone to help those suffering from disasters or from poverty, that global mindset expands. And then we realize, and it's easier for us to break down racial, religious, and cultural stereotypes. It's also easier to step outside of the people that you hang out with and connect with other people to build together and collaborate for a better future for our generations and the generations to come after that. It gives us more empathy, more compassion for humanity. And by cultivating a global citizen mindset, you realize the bigger picture that we are all citizens of a shared world. We are all one. And we are connected by that invisible thread of peace, love, healing, unity, compassion, and kindness. And this is an unbroken thread that binds our souls all together as one. Thank you. Arigato. Gracias. Thank you.